A lot of things this case has stopped me from doing, traveling all across the world, making. So I just want to get it over with, and, you know. I accept my guilty plea, I'm ready to get over it.
Anything you want to say to your fans?
Just say a prayer for me. I just need prayer. I don't need nothing else.
Well, Charleston White was celebrating you taking the plea deal. I think he even said he hopes you die in jail and stuff like that.
Yeah, I heard.
The biggest thing right now was that you actually accepted a plea deal for your federal gun case.
Yeah.
Now, how long have you been fighting this thing from the very, very beginning?
I've been fighting for probably 3 years. Probably
3 years.
Boosie is now staring down the possibility of up to a decade in prison after being hit with federal gun charges. And the first person to celebrate the news was none other than Charleston White. The moment Boosie's legal situation started circulating online, Charleston went live with a huge grin, acting like he'd been waiting years for this moment. Laughing nonstop, he claimed he always knew Boosie would end up behind bars and even said he wouldn't care if Boosie never came home. Earlier this month, Boosie revealed to fans that he had accepted a plea deal after nearly 3 years of fighting the case. He explained that although the charges were dropped once before, prosecutors returned in 2024 with a fresh indictment, this time carrying the potential for a 10-year sentence. As Boosie posted emotional messages about trusting God and feeling drained by the justice system, Charleston was online popping champagne, mocking every part of his struggle. Their long-running feud has now hit a new peak, with Charleston openly celebrating Boosie's downfall and even joking that he hopes Boosie never gets released. Meanwhile, Boosie continues to face the weight of a case that has consumed years of his life.
Going to jail! I'm going to jail! Oh, God! Oh, God is good. I keep telling y'all, street ain't got no God. God do not look after street. Boosie really thought he wasn't going to jail for that pistol. I knew he was going. He going to jail. All that newborn baby. Won't get the Boosie, won't get to see that newborn baby till that baby be walking and talking. Boosie going to jail!
What began as a simple state case soon escalated when federal prosecutors took over. A favorable Supreme Court ruling once got the charges dropped, giving fans hope that Boosie could finally return to focusing on his music and family. But the 2024 indictment changed everything, and Boosie ultimately accepted a plea deal, admitting on social media that he was exhausted from fighting. Meanwhile, Charleston White tried dragging other rappers into the drama, but Boosie stayed cautious, avoiding any responses that could be seen as threats and worsen his situation. He explained that even speaking on certain people online could land him back in trouble, so he had no choice but to stay quiet. This time, Boosie sounded different, tired, humbled, and leaning heavily on faith. Fans noticed the shift. This wasn't the fiery, reactive Boosie known for his online comebacks. This felt like a man carrying the weight of a serious legal reality.
And he's facing up to 15.
God answered my prayer.
Why?
Because I prayed for him to be found guilty. Y'all don't remember? Remember? All right.
Boosie knows 10 years isn't a small sentence, and his recent posts show he understands the seriousness of what may be coming. Even with fans supporting him, Charleston White continued trolling relentlessly, appearing online with his usual smirk and openly celebrating what he believed was Boosie's inevitable downfall. Charleston's obsession with Boosie isn't new. Every time trouble comes his way, Charleston appears like clockwork. Both fans and Boosie understand that responding to him could create real-world consequences, especially since Charleston is known for escalating situations and involving authorities. Their feud began back in 2022 during the Kanye West White Lives Matter controversy, when Boosie criticized Kanye's message as disrespectful to Black people. Instead of challenging Kanye, Charleston targeted Boosie, dragging him into a long, messy online war that only grew worse when Charleston involved Boosie's children. He began insulting Boosie's sons, claiming they couldn't defend themselves and predicting future legal trouble for them. The trolling crossed personal lines, proving Charleston wasn't just an online provocateur, he was willing to go disturbingly low to provoke reactions. Through it all, Boosie stayed calm. In interviews, he explained that responding could worsen his legal situation or even put his family in danger. His silence wasn't fear, it was strategy. Over the years, Boosie has handled legal issues, street beefs, health scares, and public chaos. But this federal gun charge seems to be the most overwhelming challenge yet. The battle has drained him deeply, and yet he continues relying on faith and discipline to protect what truly matters. Boosie reportedly faces up to a decade in prison for the federal gun case, and Charleston was the first to celebrate the moment the news went public. He immediately went live, grinning like he'd struck gold, laughing loudly, claiming he always knew Boosie would end up in prison. He even admitted he'd been waiting for the moment and said he wouldn't care if Boosie never got out. But Boosie had already revealed to fans that he accepted a plea deal after years of battling the case. Though charges were dropped once before, prosecutors returned with a new indictment in 2024. Feeling defeated and exhausted, Boosie took to social media to say he was tired of fighting and would rely on God as he moved forward. While Boosie posted emotional messages of faith, Charleston mocked him, celebrated loudly, and even popped champagne on livestream. Their tension all traces back to that 2020 to Kanye West controversy. Boosie called out Kanye for disrespecting Black people. Charleston ignored Kanye completely and instead launched an aggressive attack on Boosie. Things intensified when Charleston dragged Boosie's children into the fight. He insulted them, made cruel predictions about their futures, and crossed lines that made the feud deeply personal. Despite all this, Boosie stayed calm, avoiding retaliation because he knew anything he said could be used against him legally. Yet Charleston continued escalating, celebrating Boosie's arrest, mocking his health, and twisting every struggle into entertainment for his audience. By early 2023, the feud had hit new heights. Charleston began trolling other rappers, and Boosie's son Tootie fired back, calling him messy and wishing him dead. Charleston then escalated further, going live to wish Boosie harm, referencing his medical issues, and bragging about reporting Tootie to the authorities. Soon after, Tootie was arrested on gun charges, and Charleston proudly took credit, claiming he tipped off law enforcement. At that point, the drama was no longer just online. It had become something with real-life consequences. In 2024, when Boosie was arrested again in San Diego, Charleston immediately turned it into a public spectacle, comparing Boosie to Daniel in the Lion's Den and framing the situation as divine punishment. Fans were unsure whether Charleston was serious or simply trolling, but the cruelty was clear. Meanwhile, Boosie stayed focused on survival, emphasizing strategy over reaction and doing everything he could to shield his family. Even young streamers got dragged into the madness. Iden Ross claimed he refused to let Boosie appear on his live stream because of loyalty to Charleston, sparking uproar across social media. DJ Vlad eventually exposed Charleston's manipulative influence, pointing out that even smaller public figures were treating Charleston's chaos like currency. At that point, Charleston had evolved from a troll into someone who weaponized controversy for attention, using drama to manipulate public perception and fuel his online relevance. The feud's roots remain the same, Charleston attacking Boosie instead of Kanye, dragging Boosie's children into the battle, and turning personal pain into entertainment. Boosie's caution became even more understandable as Charleston continued celebrating each arrest, mocking each struggle, and hinting at more to come. By now, Charleston's behavior had made one thing clear: he wasn't going away. Boosie's plea deal made sense in this environment. Facing a courtroom where Charleston could show up, talk wildly, and turn the proceedings into a circus was too risky. Charleston has a long history of informing on people, dating back to his youth when he testified against friends in a robbery-related death. He calls it survival, but in the streets, that reputation never fades. If Boosie had gone to trial, Charleston would likely have turned it into a full-blown performance, pointing fingers, cracking jokes, and bragging online the moment it ended. Now Charleston is celebrating louder than ever, treating Boosie's legal troubles as karma finally catching up. From the 2020 feud, to Tootie's involvement, to multiple arrests and non-stop trolling, it's clear Charleston has been waiting for this moment. Boosie isn't behind bars yet, but taking the plea deal means the possibility of a decade away from freedom is real. Meanwhile, Charleston is online popping champagne like he's already won. The internet is watching, half entertained, half bracing for the next explosion. And if Charleston is this loud now, people can only imagine the chaos he'll unleash if Boosie is actually sentenced. That chapter would be on an entirely different level, part revenge, part clout chase, part public spectacle. For Boosie, this isn't just another legal issue. It's a test of endurance, patience, and faith. It's about surviving a man who thrives on chaos and will not stop until he squeezes every last drop of entertainment out of Boosie's struggles.